So we have the Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day featuring the Clemson Tigers versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. But before I get into that, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, and check out my previous video where I give my preview and prediction of the Rose Bowl featuring the Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Fighting Irish Notre Dame. Now let's hop right into this Sugar Bowl. Hey y'all, I'm so excited for this matchup and I can't wait to watch it because it's so much tea that comes with this matchup. You have Justin Fields facing off against Trevor Lawrence again. You have Ohio State looking for some revenge against Clemson after Clemson has beaten them the last 3 times they have met. You have Dabo Swinney ranking Ohio State at number 11 in his coaches poll, and then he went on First Take and basically said it's easier to scout the Buckeyes and watch film because they only played 6 games, including the Big Ten championship game. Okay, so I'm going to start off by addressing one of the obvious disadvantages, which would be the lack of games Ohio State has played. Clemson has played 11 games, meaning they have the chance to get in rhythm and work out problems in their game if need be. And Ohio State has only played 6 games, which is not their fault because it's just the circumstances that COVID has placed them under. But they haven't really been tested. If you look at their schedule, they've played Nebraska, Penn State, Rutgers, Indiana, Michigan State, and Northwestern. Out of those 6 teams, Indiana and Northwestern are the only teams with winning records, and Ohio State still had to pull out late games and went into halftime against Northwestern down 10-6. And Ohio State lost to Clemson last year, and the team that is present now didn't get any better from last year. However, I don't believe this game is going to be as lopsided as people are making it out to be. Like, I don't think Clemson is going to blow out Ohio State, and as a matter of fact, I think that the game is going to be close. I mean, when we're talking about Ohio State, they have made it to the playoffs almost every single year. But maybe we haven't seen Ohio State's best game yet because of a lack of games that they have played. Like, maybe there is more to Ohio State this year than what has been displayed because we have such a small sample size. So for example, you have a Florida team who would lose to, at the time, a 3-5 LSU team, then follow that up and play a good game against an undefeated team in Alabama. Now, although Florida lost 52-46, they still gave a great performance regardless of them falling to a team with a losing record before. Ohio State really hasn't had that opportunity, but who's to say Ohio State doesn't have that game against Clemson and pull out a win? I also think Ohio State will make this a close game just for the simple fact that I think they really want Clemson. What I mean when I say that is Ohio State has never beaten Clemson, and they've dealt with the disappointment and added commentary by Dabo Swinney. This is just fueling Ohio State. And with Clemson's secondary being their weakness, in my opinion, they have a very talented wide receiver core with Garrett Wilson, who has 38 total receptions, over 600 yards and 5 touchdowns, and Chris Olave, who has 36 total receptions and over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. Presuming Justin Fields' hand isn't all the way healed, Ohio State should be able to run the ball effectively with Trey Sermon, who had a really good game against Northwestern. He has over 600 yards and 3 touchdowns and had over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns against Northwestern. Now, as far as who I think is winning this game, I am picking Clemson to win by a close margin. Although I said Clemson's weakness is their secondary, I don't think Ohio State has the defense to deal with a lethal pass game, along with their corners being able to guard big-time receivers like Amari Rodgers, who has almost 1,000 yards this year, 7 touchdowns, and 69 total receptions, and Cornell Powell, who has over 700 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 45 total receptions. I also think Clemson has the better defense. I also talked about Ohio State being able to run the ball, and let's not forget about one of the best running backs in the country in Travis Etienne, who has over 800 yards and 13 touchdowns. So Clemson is definitely not lacking in that department. Plus, Clemson is known for exploding on the national stage and peaking at the most perfect times. So I am going to pick Clemson to win this game. That is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to check out my previous video about the Rose Bowl. The link will be in the description, and I will see you guys next time.